Good morning, family, and welcome to Morning Heart Devotion with Dr. Yong and our Heavenly Parents Holy Community. Let's begin by greeting our Heavenly Parent and true parents. 천지엔 참부모님께 경배. 바로. Now for our family pledge, 가정맹세 1. 천여국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본향 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조 이상인 지상 천국과 천상 천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. 천여국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 중심, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. 천여국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 4대 신정권과 3대 왕권과皇族권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. 천여국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 창조 이상인 천주대 가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. 천여국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 천상세계와 대상적 지상세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진화할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. 천여국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참부모님의 대신 가정으로서 천운을 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 7. 천여국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 심정문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. 천여국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 천여국 시대를 맞이하여 절대 신앙, 절대 사랑, 절대 복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지상 천국과 천상 천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. And to open us up with prayer this morning, I'd like to invite up Mr. John King. If that's all right with you. Yes.
Oh, wow. Good morning. What a pleasant surprise. Please join me in prayer. Our loving Heavenly Parent, our beloved true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. We're so grateful to greet you this morning, Heavenly Parent, at this occasion of morning devotion. Every day we are filled really well with artistic matter and intellectual matter that helps us to grow closer to you and closer to each other as brothers and sisters, as husbands and wives, parents and children, that we have through this precious opportunity every day. We are moving closer to the ideal, the blueprint, the plan that you've held on to for so long, Heavenly Parent, that you've been carrying for thousands of years alone, that you were the one who believed in us, always believed in us and cherished us and loved us and cared for us beyond our even recognition. We go through our day-to-day lives, Heavenly Parent. Sometimes we keep you in the front of our mind. Sometimes we remember you during the course of the day, but quite often we're unaware of even your presence, even though you're in us and around us, closer than the air, closer than our own heartbeat. And yet we are so sometimes blind and unaware and so far from you, Heavenly Parent. So we are longing to close the gap. We're longing to close the distance between us, that we can become the sons and daughters who who have our hearts beat in time with your heart, that we breathe the same breath with you, Heavenly Parent, that we have that closeness, Heavenly Parent, that we are able to overcome all of the matters of this world and able to bring all of our brothers and sisters back to you. So we're truly grateful, and we ask your blessing over this gathering this morning, all the brothers and sisters that are here, and everyone that will partake of this at some point. Please bless our ability to receive, open our hearts, open our minds, and let us receive everything that Dr. Yong and Heavenly Parent has prepared for us through True Parents' love and guidance and support. I'd like to offer this prayer recording all together in our names, John and Keiko King, and all the blessed Central families here. Aju.
Aju, thank you, John King, for your beautiful prayer. Seems you lost weight. Wow.
Maybe just in the face.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Thank you very much, John King.
Thank you, Uncle John. I know I asked you last second, so I'm wondering how it must feel to be asked on in the moment. But thank you for your beautiful prayer. And now, brothers and sisters, let's go into our breakout rooms and share our appreciations one another and come back in a few minutes. Welcome back, family. Hope you enjoyed your breakout. Was able to catch up in mine. To share first, let me invite up Miss Koa Shirotori.
Okay.
Koa-chan!
Hi, Dr. Yong. Hello. It's so nice. I love seeing you. Oh,
Long time no see.
I know. Long time no see. I missed this whole thing so bad. So it's nice to see everyone's faces and especially yours. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Always. Yeah, I was blessed to be in a breakout room with Milhan Oppa and also Uncle Manuel. So I was very happy this morning. My gratitude point was very simple. But yeah, my mother bought this beautiful new mug. I don't know if you can see this. It's completely glass. You can see through it, but there's these beautiful flower print.
Yeah.
And yeah, she asked, like, I saw this mug and it's like this. She described it and she's like, do you think I should buy it? And I was like, well, it's okay. We got glasses, but she bought it anyway because she felt very strongly about it. And I just love how it showcases any beverage that you have in it. And because the spring is here with the little flowers, but it really makes a difference, I think. What you have your drink or your food in, the little details like that, I feel can make a difference to the whole experience of your food and gratitude for it. So I just really appreciate her purchasing this thing, and it brightens my spirit. So that is it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
We need to appreciate from small things. Thank you so much, Koa Shirotori.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yong. Have a great day.
Yeah, thank you, Koa. And your sharing always just brightens my world. I realize there's so many little things that I now appreciate. So thank you. To share next, yes, let me invite up Mr. Manuel Liba.
Good morning. Yeah, yesterday and the day before, when Dr. Young was speaking about the value and the meaning of prayer, that brought some a very important memory to my heart. One time, Father gave a speech, and then he talked also prayer, and then he was challenging us, like that that prayer really works. We're meeting people sometimes in our lives, maybe not easy to get along. Sometimes we say the wrong word and you feel like, wow, how am I going to do this? And then you want to fix it. There are many situations, and I feel like I'm kind of a little bit practical guy. So I feel like, oh, this is something I definitely want to try out. And when I reflect back on my years in this movement there, close to 50 years, that principle never failed me. It always worked. Sometimes at work, you have people, for some reason, they don't like you. For whatever reason, you don't know what it is. And there's so many those type of situations. And I was praying for those people. I feel like, how can I, love them? How can I embrace them? And sometimes those situations work out very quick, but sometimes it took a long time. And I remember there were some unique situations. Some people were so, I don't know what it is, kind of a weird situation. And I feel like sometimes God would create situation there fall in place. Maybe I was close by. I could suddenly help out those persons with something. And then sometimes those very people sometimes became like the best friends. So that was kind of like I was thinking about this when he was talking about the prayer. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Manuel. Anyway, by the way, you are a man of faith, man of prayer. That's why you're still surviving. And then you love ocean so much. I really love your such beautiful dedication, really
Thank you.
unshakable faith. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. I really love you so much. Thank you, Emmanuel.
Thank you, Manuel, for your sharing. And yeah, really deep points about prayer, and they really do work. And yes, for all I know, what Dr. Yong said is true. It kept you alive. Okay, family, now we're going to prepare our hearts and minds, take a deep breath, and prepare this morning for our morning heart devotion.
안녕하세요. Good morning, good morning, my dear brothers and sisters, clergy and ambassador for peace. 안녕하십니까? So happy to see our Koa Shirotori. Long time I did not see her today. I'm so glad to see her face. Yesterday I had breakfast with 5 New Jersey church members. This man is Francisco and his wife Naoko Chammolinha. It's a beautiful meeting. They are champion of the Fundo, as you know. And also the Masanori and his wife Chie and Nakamura and their son, our Keisage, he's really working very hard for carb activity. Today, I'd like to talk about the paths of life for all humankind from True Mother's Anthology, Volume 2. Let's study.
The path of life for all humankind. The fastest action in the world is not the transmission of electromagnetic waves. It is love. Love travels faster and flies higher than anything in the world. When two people at opposite ends of the earth love each other, they pull toward each other from across the globe. That is the power of love. In the world of God's original ideal, a person who has experienced true love has the ability and authority to possess instantly anything God wants. People need to experience such a state while on earth. One can rise to this position only if the physical and spirit selves become one while establishing a love relationship with God, centered on a true family. We can feel God's love by loving our countrymen, the people of the world, and creation. Each of us, regardless of nationality, has to develop the heart to love people of all races. We need to love not just people, we need to love even the smallest microorganism. This love has to spring naturally from within. When a flower blooms, its beauty and fragrance come naturally. The blossom of love has to bloom in the same way. The fragrance of love would fill the air naturally. To do this, we need to receive the nutrients that make it possible for the blossom of love to bloom. In the same way that plants receive nutrients from the soil and air, we receive nutrients from our physical body and spirit self. We receive vitality elements from our physical body, and we receive living spirit elements from our spirit self. This is how we become beings who are totally equipped to love and how we develop the ability to fly anywhere. When this happens, the solar system and the entire universe become the stage of our activity. When human beings finish their physical life, they go through a second birth. This is called death. The place into which we are born the second time is the spirit world. We go into the spirit world and, on behalf of the entire universe, receive love from God, our third parent. That is to say, we receive ideal love. So in the spirit world, unity is inevitable.
Yes. If there were the fastest action in the world, it would be the action of true love, according to Father's word. And if there were the fastest speed in the world, it would be speed of true love. That's faster than light. Also, the thing in this world that is not restricted by time and space, but can reach any place is through love. And the greatest power in this world, greater than money, knowledge, authority, and dignity, is none other than true love. The things that can solve everything, any problem or disease, is also true love. True love has such power. That's why if you conquer the counterpart with love, you can conquer their everything. No matter how great God is, if someone has true love, they can conquer even God. Therefore, if you possess true love, including the universe, you can even possess God. But the problem is the truth that this true love can only be perfected while we are in our physical bodies, in this physical world. And what's more important than anything else is that the place where we experience and train that true love is none other than our families. Therefore, based on experience of true love centered on family, it is our life course to extend it to loving the country, the world, and humanity. Each of us, regardless of nationality, has to develop the heart to love people of all races. We need to love not just people. We need to love even the smallest microorganism. This love has to spring naturally from within. My brothers and sisters, to possess true love, you must have the ability to love everything. It takes a lot of training and refinement to possess true love. Otherwise, indemnity must be paid. Indemnity is continuously paid until you possess true love. The fundamental reason for paying indemnity is to possess true love. Then, in what case will the indemnity need to be paid? So, I'm going to explain according to this my own experience, of course, based on Father's word. In what case is indemnity paid? Very important, my brothers and sisters. All causes of the indemnity are training for me to possess true love. We need to understand, okay? All cause of the indemnity are actually training for me to possess true love. Then, in what case is indemnity paid? Number one, if you fail to love your enemy, you must pay indemnity. This is really incredible. You cannot love your enemy, you need to pay indemnity. So why Heavenly Father provide us to the enemy? Ask me to remove my fallen nature and need to become perfect being. That's why I need to appreciate. God give me the enemy. Ask me to remove my fallen nature. That's why enemy means greatest gift to me, for me to become perfect being, for me to remove my fallen nature. Without enemy, how can I remove my fallen nature? That's why enemy is the greatest gift. We need to think about it. So there is no enemy means I already become perfect being. If there is an area I do not love, I must pay indemnity. That's why true love means true love, you can digest everything. You can love everything, even small thing, any old things. That's why I cannot love something, then you need to pay indemnity. If there is an area I do not love, I cannot love someone, I cannot love this area, I cannot love all things, I cannot love my father, I cannot love something, then you must pay indemnity. Because you are not yet become perfect being. That's why you need to love everything, including your enemy. If you love everything, you can become champion of true love. That's why really you need to love all kind of the races and all kind of the people, all right? And any kind of the culture, you need to digest, you need to embrace, you need to love. If there is an area that I am indifferent to or ignore, I will definitely pay indemnity. That's why you need to concern every area. Do not ignore people. Do not ignore somewhere, some certain area. You need to concern, you need to love everything, because true love can embrace everything. True love can digest everything. True love can really love everything. That's why if there is an area that I am indifferent to or ignore, if there is an area I cannot love, I will definitely pay indemnity. If I have a fallen nature, definitely I pay indemnity. Very arrogant, jealousy, all kind of the hatred. If you have that kind of fallen nature, you need to pay indemnity. Pay indemnity. Number 5, if I have a sin, I pay indemnity. That's why I do not commit sin. Once you commit sin, you become the slave of Satan. That's why I do not commit sin. Once you do not commit sin, how much you are struggling and struggling, to get out from your sin. You always feel the pang of conscience, right? No one avoid. Even though God forgive you, even though true parents forgive you, okay, all your brothers and sisters forgive you, your spouse forgive you, but in your heart, how about your conscience? Even though everybody forgive you, but your conscience still feel the pain of conscience. That's why do not commit sin. Once you commit sin, you need to pay indemnity. If you don't have the grateful heart and take everything for granted, you need to pay indemnity. That's why always grateful. Life of faith begins from grateful. You just wake up so grateful. I am still alive. Right? God provided me air. God provided me food. Everything so grateful. The more you're grateful, and then you're all any kind of complaint, it disappear. I am still write down every day my gratitude. The gratitude, the faith of the gratitude really giving me all kinds of strength and power. That's why, my brothers and sisters, don't take everything for granted. Those who do not appreciate, I am telling you, you pay indemnity. You need to pay indemnity. So why indemnity does exist? Do not avoid from indemnity. You need to appreciate indemnity, because all causes of the indemnity are training for me to possess a true love. That's why when you pay indemnity, willingly, happily, joyfully, gratefully need to pay. Do not avoid, do not run away. Do you understand what I'm talking about? That's why indemnity should be appreciated. I love indemnity. Because through indemnity, I can become perfect being. I can gain true love. I can become more round character. I can closer to Heavenly Father. Many people doesn't like the concept of the indemnity. I love that concept of the indemnity. You need to love even concept of the indemnity. How beautiful it is. Everything digested in the name of true love. How beautiful. My brothers and sisters, do not run away from indemnity. You need to love your indemnity and then finally you become man of true love. Living Divine Principle, let's study EDP, the meaning of freedom from the viewpoint of principle.
Section 5, Freedom and the Human Fall. The meaning of freedom from the viewpoint of the principle. What is the meaning of true freedom? In light of the principle, 3 characteristics of freedom stand out. First, there is no freedom outside the principle. Freedom requires both free will and the free actions pursuant to that will. Free will and free actions have the relationship of internal nature and external form, and perfect freedom is achieved when they are in harmony. Therefore, there cannot be any free action without free will, nor can free will be complete without free actions to accompany it. Free actions are generated by free will, and free will is an expression of the mind. The mind of an original, sinless person cannot operate outside of God's words, that is, the principle. It will never express free will or generate free action apart from the principle. Undoubtedly, the freedom of a true person never deviates from the principle. There is no freedom without responsibility. Human beings, created according to the principle, can reach perfection only by fulfilling their responsibility based on their free will. Accordingly, a person pursuing the purpose of creation as prompted by his free will ceaselessly strives to carry out his portion of responsibility. There is no freedom without responsibility. There is no freedom without accomplishment. When human beings exercise freedom and carry out their responsibility, they strive to accomplish results which complete the purpose of creation and bring joy to God. Free will ceaselessly pursues concrete results through free actions.
Let's study Father's word.
You cannot enjoy freedom until you seek the principle of God. All living things in this world are united by the formula of the principle. Each living thing enjoys their freedom allocated to each one of them, and it is connected to every phenomenon of this world and the world of nature. Don't you think so? That is the formula of the universe and the concept of God's law. You cannot enjoy freedom until you seek the principle of God. That is the true truth. God exists in true truth and true value. When you are united with God there, you don't need even God's commandments. So what is true truth? That is something closest to the origin. In other words, as I have been telling you, something which exists inside true love. True love can make everything be united completely. There is no other of God's commandment that can do so. There is the eternal freedom in true love. When you are united with true love, you can enjoy freedom. Freedom can exist in you forever. Do you understand? Freedom can exist forever in true love. When Heavenly Parents see that people enjoy freedom as much as we have, He says, I'm happy. I hope you can become my eternal son. Is this not so? The concept of husband and wife is like, my husband is my eternal spouse. It is eternal freedom. That means that I can do to my husband whatever I want to do. At this point, what should the wife do? She has to be united with her husband, centering on true love. Then the wife's heart should be behind true love. Even after doing so, she can accept everything in her whole life. Do you think so? Yes. True freedom can exist in such a place. The same is true for God. He can be connected to happiness through true freedom. Then, A happy family can be expanded to the world during the war and be connected to the world and create a peaceful world.
Yes. If you live according to the principle of creation formula that God created, anything can be united and you can enjoy freedom within that principle. Therefore, true freedom can only be enjoyed by pursuing the principle created by God. Even God can only enjoy freedom when he is dwells and moves within the principle he created. Human beings cannot enjoy their freedom to the fullest if they deviate from the principle of creation and do not live according to their original nature. The center of God's principle of creation is true love. That's why anyone who becomes one with true love, they can enjoy freedom forever. Freedom enjoyed together with God resembles God's nature, so it is eternal, unchanging, and absolute. Therefore, we need to become completely one with God, the owner of the eternal freedom. Where there is a unity centered on true love, there is a true freedom. When the husband and wife become one centered on true love, there is a true freedom there. And when Cain and Abel become one centered on true love, there is a true freedom there. My brothers and sisters, I'm asking you, do you feel complete freedom from your wife? What do you think? Do you feel complete freedom from your husband? If not, you are not yet a couple of true love. Father said, 24 hours a day. Can you exchange love with your partner if you want love? Can you welcome your partner 24 hours a day whenever you want love? Very good example. Very cold weather. And then husband come back home very late because he worked so hard. Very, very cold. Almost he came back at the midnight. And very cold. And then husband cold, his hand very cold, and then when he tried to touch his wife's sexual organ, how do you feel? And you reject him or really embrace him? My brothers and sisters, if there is a true freedom between husband and wife, anytime welcome my husband, anytime welcome my wife, in any time, can make love like that. That's why I'm asking, do you feel complete freedom from your wife or not? Do you feel complete freedom from your husband or not? Or between parents and children? My brothers and sisters, true freedom. Where there is a true love, there is a real true freedom. Right? How beautiful guidance. Today's youth ministry are things I need to realize in my life of faith. Let's start.
Things I need to realize in my life of faith. In order for our faith to be well grounded, we must first realize who we are. We must always realize that we ourselves are descendants of the fall. Because we are descendants of the fall, we have fallen nature passed down through the blood lineage. That is why you have to realize that you have the responsibility to eradicate this fallen nature in order to go back to belonging to God. When you have the attitude and basis of faith, although they are external, you will form a vertical bond. Things like attending Sunday service, praying, and doing hundake are all external conditions. Until all those external conditions enter our hearts and take root, Satan keeps following us. Since we have fallen nature, if Satan gets the opportunity, he will try to make conditions of disbelief through us. Then why does such a thing happen? It is because we have fallen nature since birth.
Yes. In order for our faith to be well grounded, we must first clearly realize our identity on who we are. If we do not know our identity, the foundation of the faith cannot be established. To lay the foundation of my faith first, I must clearly know that God is my parents. I am God's child. Faith is treating myself as God's belonging. I always mention about this one. Second, I must realize that although I am originally God's child, due to the fall of Adam and Eve, I became a descendant of the fall. I must know that since I am a descendant of the fall, I have a fallen nature from the blood lineage. That's why you have to realize that you have the responsibility to eradicate this fallen nature in order to go back to belonging to God. To remove this fallen nature, you must carelessly set good conditions, set external conditions such as attending Sunday service and praying and doing fundoke and completely separate from fallen nature, and also serving your able. Until all those external conditions enter our heart and take root, Satan keep following us. Since we have the fallen nature, if Satan gets the opportunity, he will try to make condition of disbelief through us. You must not give Satan the chance to create a condition of disbelief, but carelessly set good conditions so that God and the spiritual world can walk with you. Next.
I must live a life of serving able to remove my fallen nature. Just because we have faith, it doesn't mean that our fallen nature is removed. To remove fallen nature, you must have an able of faith. You must serve able along with having faith. The divine principle emphasizes a life of faith through able. Then, who is that able? Able is someone connected with God. Able is someone who receives God's love. Able is someone trustworthy in God's eyes. By serving the person whom God trusts and loves, my fallen nature is gradually removed. When I am under the dominion of able and receive guidance through them, my fallen nature gradually diminishes. In the formation stage, an able of faith must become my central figure. In the growth stage, I can become able only when I become a person who is respected by Cain. In the divine principle, this is called the foundation of substance. That is why we need the Messiah and an able of our faith. Within my environment, my able of faith is in the same position as my Messiah.
Yes. Just because we have a faith, it does not mean that our fallen nature is removed. Formation stage is a relationship basically between Heavenly God and myself, right? We have to surpass the level of the faith and reach to the level where Cain and Abel substantially give and receive and remove fallen nature. If you look at the central figures of the past providence of restoration, most of them establish a foundation of the faith, right? Foundation of faith with God. Noah completed foundation of the faith, right? And Abel in Adam's family, and Abraham's family. Of course, Abraham in the beginning failed, and then later he recovered. Most of the central figure doesn't have any issue to establish the foundation of the faith. However, most central figures failed in the Cain and Abel relationship of the eradicating the fallen nature. Since you must remove fallen nature through relationship, you must have an able of faith. Then, who is that able? Able is someone who receives God's love. That's why before starting family, before receiving the blessing, you need to have a clear relationship between Cain and Abel. You really need to overcome. How to overcome your Cain, how to overcome your Abel. Very important. Without going through this kind of Cain-Abel relationship and the starting family, all problems go to your spouse and finally go to your descendant as well. After starting family, which substantial you are able, your spouse you are able. But before starting family and receiving blessing, you already remove your fallen nature, and then much easier to relate to your spouse. However, you could not overcome your fallen nature, and then after you receiving blessing and starting family, and so much struggling issues between husband and wife. That's why before starting family, you need to remove your fallen nature through serving your Abel, through serving your Cain. Abel is someone trustworthy in God's eyes. By serving the person whom God trusts and loves, my fallen nature is gradually removed. When I am under the dominion of Abel and receive the guidance through them, my fallen nature gradually diminishes. The reason I often suffer from the people and get into comfort in my life is proof that I have that much fallen nature. Therefore, I need to obey Abel and remove my fallen nature. Next.
See others' faults as my faults. In the formation stage life of faith, I must completely come under the dominion of my Abel of faith. I must be absolutely obedient to my Abel. I must set Abel as a mediator and find out about God's will and elevate the level of my heart. People who do not have an Abel to attend from the early stage of their faith have no path to eliminate their fallen nature. Therefore, to eliminate our fallen nature, we need effort and sincere devotion to serve our Abel. The formation stage life of faith easily criticizes when seeing others' flaws. But when faith grows, when I see others' faults, I feel them as my faults. Among our brothers and sisters, and among seniors and juniors, isn't it easy to see each other horizontally and blame each other? Just because I say that your senior failed to be a model, can I ignore my senior? When I see a senior member really do wrong, I must first seriously reflect on myself. I should think that if somebody who joined the church before me and offered that much devotion while walking on the way of the will until now can make a mistake like that, somebody as immature as me might make an even greater mistake when I reach their age.
Yeah. Next.
Before worrying about others, first worry about yourself. Such mistakes are not just that senior's problem. Rather, I should reflect on myself with a serious heart, thinking that I could become a greater problem than that. In this way, life of faith is about first reflecting on and worrying about oneself before worrying about others. That is the principle. But we often worry about others instead of worrying about ourselves. Even if seniors in our faith have a lot of bad points, when I see them struggling to practice a life of faith perseveringly, I should think of them as precious. When this happens, when I see others' faults, I will realize and reflect on the fact that as someone who also has shortcomings, I can also make mistakes like them. We need such self-awareness. In this way, while seeing others' faults, true faith must reflect on oneself and make a strong determination not to make mistakes themselves.
Yeah, thank you, Heavenly Honey. In the formation stage of life of faith, I must completely come under the dominion of my able of faith. To be under Abel's dominion, I must be absolutely obedient to my able. I can elevate the level of my heart by setting Abel as the mediator and finding out about God's will. People who do not have an able to attend from the early stage of faith, their faith, have no path to eliminate their fallen nature. That's why relationship is important. Relationship with your parents, relationship with your own brothers and sisters, relationship with your Cain and Abel, your relationship with the junior or your younger brothers and sisters. Very important. Through the relationship only I can remove my fallen nature. Therefore, to eliminate our fallen nature, we need effort and sincere devotion to serve our able. Not just only serve our able, serve everybody. If I am unable to be recognized by able, my spirit will stop on the formation stage. The formation stage of life of faith easily criticized when seeing others of flaws. When you see others person's faults, criticism is the first thing that comes out. Envy and jealousy easily come out, and you cannot easily forgive their mistakes. This is proof that you are still in the formation stage of faith. Easily angry, you cannot forgive someone easily. That means you are still hanging around, in the formation stage of faith. But when someone sees others' faults and feels them as their own faults and have compassion for them, that person is someone who has already entered the growth stage of faith. They have already passed through they are able. If I see my senior make a mistake, instead of judging that senior, I should first reflect on myself and think that I can also make a mistake like that. When I think that I can make an even greater mistake than them, I become very much humble. Life of faith is first reflecting on and worrying about myself before worrying about others. But we do not worry about ourselves, but worry about others first. That's why when juniors see the many faults of their seniors of the faith, they must think of taking responsibility over them. They must even think of carrying the cross of their mistake and protecting them. That's why whenever I see the people, and you see even good point or bad point, and how can I love without exception? You need to think first, no matter what. I need to love them. First one, you think about the love. Secondly, when you see someone's fault and problem, you need to think, I want to be responsible for that person's fault. Responsible, like a parent's position. And then thirdly, no matter what, I want to protect that guy. I'm responsible for that person's fault, and no matter what, I want to protect that guy. Centering on parental heart. No matter what, I want to raise up that guy with this kind of parental heart. I want to be really responsible rather than scolding him, rather than criticizing that guy. This kind of heart only comes from parental heart, my brothers and sisters. That is a really heart of true able. If I have the thought of the loving, protecting, and taking responsibility for the other person in any environment, I can show compassion to other person for their faults. Very important guidance, right? Today I talk about things I need to realize in my life of faith. 감사합니다. Thank you.
So much and can relate to what you're saying. So I hope we can all take away a key word and put it into practice today. And now I'm very, very excited to welcome up our special guest to give a living testimony So please join me in welcoming up Ms. Sunmi Iwasaki, who will talk about the activities in CARP Philadelphia. I look up. Okay.
Oh,
Can we get
good morning.
okay.
I realized I forgot to unmute myself.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. Morning, Dr.
Yeah,
Young.
Sunmi, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna read off script so I can make sure I share all my points. Let me present. Yeah, good morning to all my brothers and sisters, especially the Sub-Region 1 leaders that I was able to meet, during a sub-regional retreat, as well as all of my CART brothers and sisters who are watching the morning devotion right now, or those who are going to watch the recording later. Hey, thank you so much for all of your efforts and your work. My name is Sunmi Iwasaki, and I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So on January 15th, 2023, here's a picture. 3 sisters moved into an apartment with the support of the Philadelphia Council. And this has formally become the CARP Young Adult Hub in our community. Here's a picture of actually like a small young adult event we had. We invited a guest, we had paint night, and these are a prayer room and our living room. The following story is an account of why I decided to do what I did and how it happened. And you'll see how like a month later, Reverend and President Alkimi came also as our representing a sub-regional director leadership to bless the place, and how I really felt like God like guiding it and really blessing the efforts of everyone. So why I did it, I prayed, and oftentimes, when God answers your prayers, it's good to take action on them. So before I lost my fumes, I just took action. So I prayed. These are the points that came up for me. I always admire those who could take action upon their faith, devotion, and love towards God and true parents. Compared to those people, I felt that I was lacking something substantial I could offer to our true mother. And so I prayed, what can I offer substantially to make a mark for my own life, but also a true mother? How can I leave my community, etc. Praying on these points, what stood out to me was, how can I leave in peace without worry or concern? And I truly felt that at this time, this is something what our true mother must also be praying about often. How can she leave this physical world peacefully without worry or concern? So what I'm doing is small compared to what our true mother is doing, but I'm so grateful for the heart that I could have in that moment to relate with her. And soon after that, how it just happened, or how it came about is, at that time I was a council member, also one of the 7 members. And my dad also happened to be like the head of the council member as a local pastor. So that relationship also probably helped. But during that time, I just drafted a proposal for why we needed one, how much it would cost, what kind of price range we should look for, how much the members and the residents will pay, etc. And after receiving an okay, almost a year has passed, and we began our search for the apartment. And 2 months after the search, we found the place and found the lease. And that was the picture you saw earlier, with the 3 girls, And in addition, CARP officially became a club also in the past month or so. Around the same time, President Akimi came, and we began our club activities on campus as well. So this is also one of the pictures. So these are some, we started our club activities on the 24th. Our club advisor also happens to be like the head of the philosophy department, and he knows about our church too. So we have great conversations there. And we're having our carp event later today as well at 2:30 p.m. So please keep us in your prayers. Growing up, I saw developments in our communities and financial blessings in our community. And I felt that I couldn't ignore the anticipation that our Heavenly Parents have always had for our community. And one of my final points I just want to make is that, this may seem something small for some or many, but for myself and my community, this is something substantial and a step they wanted to take. And even though, I look around and, I see so many other capable people around me, to the point where it makes me think like, oh, maybe what I'm doing is wrong, or maybe what I'm doing is not worthwhile, because otherwise, all these great people will be doing it. But that's not true. And I just hope, even though there's many uncertainties, even if I'm gonna even stay in the next semester, like fall semester, because I might have to transfer, this was the time that God gave to me, and I just have to trust that regardless of the fears or the uncertainties that I have, I just have to do it and trust that this will bear fruit. And so right now I just want to play a video by Resfred. Thank you, Resfred. Yeah, shout out to Resfred for putting the video together, and he'll share his screen. So I guess I'll unshare mine.
February 10th, 2023. The day Naokimi and I set out for Philly, the city of brotherly love, the birthplace of America, the city that loves you back.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Sunmi. Oh, I hope you can create beautiful and strong foundation in your area, cup foundation, okay? Do not travel here and there. You just focus, okay? Focus on cup activity and create strong foundation. I'm so glad to see you. And we are really focused on cup activity. And then I also can visit your area someday. Thank you, Sunmi, Iwasaki, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Young. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sumi. We are all beyond proud of what you're doing there in Philly and your whole family. I think this is a perfect model I think we can learn from and expand. So thank you. Okay, family, let's now go into our breakout rooms and share our reflections on today's message and come back soon. Welcome back, family. If you enjoyed your breakouts, we are going to move right along here, the time we have. So let me invite up first Mrs. Kiyoe Parker.
Okay. Thank you. Good morning, everybody.
So now we saw
Dr.
you
Yong.
the video, Kiyoe Parker-san.
Okay. Thank you. So today's indemnity. Usually, any individual trial hardship come, I say, okay, what's next? And I say, if I gratitude and go through, I don't go to my kids and my ancestors are like happy, like free from that. But I forgot true love behind. I just externally just keep doing like sour face and but so the true love behind, like the think about the person or love and forgive those. That's I guess many are individual those things come back. Also, Mirhan told me that point too. So now Dr. Yan told me most important part, true love. To think about the other persons and forgive all those. And at the same time, take my all fallen nature. And it became little bit close to you, Dr. Yan. So the heart level of heart. That's again. Also the grateful to Sumi. They were talking about more than a year to establish a cup. Then all of a sudden they made it, and the power was girls, and they are so happy. And I reflect to my cup, Japanese cup time wasn't like that, kind of like very serious and like kind of heavy. But I'm so grateful that the new power of the girls and the cup, and they are multiply already. They give us lots of hope. Thank you very much.
Wow, Kiyoe Parker-san, thank you so much. How come you were there?
She's from Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah, I see. But she always attending the Sunday service in New Jersey Church. Okay, thank you so much, Kiyoe Parker. 감사합니다. Thank you.
Kiyoe-san, very good feedback and insight there. Thank you. And to share next, let me invite up Uncle Christopher Bush, another Philly local.
Christopher Bush.
Today's Philadelphia Day. Anyway, yeah, really grateful for Sunmi, and also Resford's video was very nice. Very nice for him to take the time to do that. And well, for my gratitudes, be grateful for the little miracles throughout the day. And you also shared about being, be grateful for the small things. it impacted me. Well, in addition to what Kiyoi shared, if I don't know my identity, I can't complete my foundation of faith. And I must eradicate my fallen nature in order to become God's belonging. And how important, even though maybe we've advanced to a point where Cain and Abel's different now, it's still I need my Cain, I need my Abel in my life, because that is the foundation to receive the Messiah. And which is, and as looking at other people's, if I see others make mistakes, I can only look at myself to see how I could make the same mistake and not be judging, but be forgiving and grateful that God is showing me something through that person making mistakes and showing me something. So, thank you so much for
Thank you,
great message today.
Christopher Bushi. I was so happy to see you in Colorado. Was very, very good. Thank you. God bless you.
With one announcement, of course, please invite someone to Morning Heart Devotion. I think they'll thank you for it, especially when you get that insight that you were looking for this whole time. There's transcripts at edu.familyfed.org. If you'd like to donate, please do at the link in the chat or online. And like to offer a song or an opening prayer, please email palzor@tzor.unification.org. The special announcement again is that we will have the 42nd Peace Forum that will be held tomorrow. So today, Thursday, March 16 at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. If you're interested in joining as a two-way participant, please register through the form in the chat. For our musical offering today, we have a special performance from our very own Mrs. Akemi Hirose. Let's welcome her.
Yeah, good morning, everyone.
Oh yeah, Kemi-san.
Good to see you. Good to see you, Dr. Yong. The song I'm singing is titled "Believe" by Ryuichi Sugimoto, and it's Japanese song. So Tal can post the translation in the chat. I hope you enjoy, and then that way people understand what I'm singing about. Yeah, thank you. So this is the hope for the future and the hope for the next generation. Song goes like this. 例えば君が傷ついてくじけそうになった時は必ず僕がそばにいて支えてあげるよその方を世界中希望乗せてこの地球は回ってる今未来の扉を開けるとき悲しみや苦しみがいつの日か喜びに変わるだろう I believe in future 信じてるもしも誰かが君のそばで泣き出しそうになった時は黙って腕を取りながら一緒に歩いてくれるよね世界中優しさでこの地球包みたい今素直な 気持ちになれるなら憧れや愛しさが大空に弾けて光るだろう I believe in future 信じてる今未来の扉を開けるとき I believe in future 信じてる Thank you.
Thank you so much, Akemi-san. Not you are just only playing the piano, also you are a very good singer. Thank you so much for your beautiful song, Akemi-san.
Akemi-san, what a pure, beautiful sound. Thank you. And to close us out with prayer, can I ask Mr. Takashi Saito, if you can pray for us to close, please?
Good morning, heavenly parents and true parents. I really grateful to participating in morning devotion and really such great guidance through Dr. Yong, and it's really liberating every day, and really we should repent many our fault, and I really grateful this moment and this time, and really I hope soon realize ideal world, kingdom of heaven on the earth, in our family, in our church. It's really grateful. It's every day morning devotion through Dr. Yong's guidance. I really appreciate this guidance, and I give report to, and I pray name Takashi Saito, press Central Press Family. Amen.
Thank you, Takashi Saito, Mr. Ikue-san. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Saito. And thank you all for joining today, making this such a happy experience. Please have a blessed day, and we will see you tomorrow.
감사합니다. Thank you very much.